Hey guys, Token Vaping. Today's juice review is on a line that I came across on Instagram and was interested in giving them a shot just because a few of the things that I've seen on their posts, they basically talked a lot about, well, not a lot, but they made sure to express how proud they were of their line because they use hand-picked organic and natural extracts. And I'm always interested in new things, different things, trying out lines where they try to make it sound more natural, more true to flavor. So it gives the impression that they put a lot of effort into not making their juices taste fake, artificial, things like that. So when they don't when they make it a point to say that they use organic, they use all natural, they use hand picked things like that, it definitely piques my curiosity, and also because it makes me feel that just like most other companies nowadays, they put a lot of time and effort into the tasting process, the quality control, ensuring that the product that they're putting out is as top shelf high quality as possible. So I definitely looked them up a little bit, did a little bit of research into their website, and for what they're charging for their product and for how premium quality that they're stating that their items are, it was definitely something I wanted to look into. The name of the company is White Owl Vapor, and this is the box that it comes in. And as you can tell with the light, it's definitely got a metallic foil look to it. Very, very upscale, very, very high end looking. Really sturdy box. This is really, really cool. That is their advertisement sticker, background cardboard on the back, and this is the case, and it's got the cutouts for the bottles. Now it's a 5 flavor line, but you only see 4 here, so it is more of like a sample gift set. I did have the chance to try 4 of the 5. I saved one for a first shot, first taste, first vape for the video. However, total wise, I only ended up with 4 because unfortunately my postal service ended up breaking one of the bottles, and I did not realize it until I first tried the flavor, and then I realized that the bottle was cracked because it pretty much leaked out all over my desk. But I did get at least to try the one flavor, and I will talk about that here in a second. For their card that they state in here, it just simply says that here at White Owl Vapors, we use only the highest quality hand-picked organic and natural extracts, uniquely blended. Each flavor is specifically formulated to achieve superior smoothness and unmatched richness that will surely excite your senses. So, I mean, that's a pretty big advertising sell point. Like I said, they do have their own website. They are on Facebook. They are on Instagram. And you can contact them by email as well. So they basically do make it easy to contact them, reach out to them, talk to them, things like that. Now, as I stated, it is a five flavor line. You can purchase directly off their website. There are some companies that they try to go through specific retailers and things like that. It is a 70-30 mix, and the thing that kind of got me was they only offer one nicotine level. It's a zero. Obviously, there's no nicotine, but it's still technically considered an option. So technically 2, but only one that has nicotine. So it's 0 and a 3. Now, excuse me. The impression that I get from it is that they're more concerned with the quality of the vape, the flavor, and the juice itself than they are the actual nicotine. So if you're one of those people that specifically wants nicotine or high nicotine, I would say at least give this line a shot. I mean, unless you're vaping like over a 12, which, realistically, nobody really needs to. But if you are going to be vaping that high, then obviously this may not be for you, because instantly, without even giving the flavor a chance, people are going to be looking at it going, oh, I'm not getting enough nicotine. But if you're looking for a well-rounded, solid, true flavored line, definitely give this a shot. And I'm kind of giving more away in the beginning than I usually do. But on the website, you can purchase their flavors in 3 different sizes. It's a 15 ml for $9.99, a 30 ml for $17.99, and a 100 ml for $28.99. That's a heck of a bargain. And some people do get under the false pretense that just because it's really cheap, that it may not be, the quality may not be the same. That basically is going to have to be left up to you. I will go through this. I will run through the flavors. I will run through my impressions of them. But ultimately, whatever you spend on a juice, regardless of the size, regardless of the flavor, ultimately comes down to you. Just as my videos, which I thank you all very much for watching, my videos are strictly my opinion. In no way am I trying to tell anybody how to feel about a flavor, how they should taste a flavor, how they should react to a flavor. Simply, I just am trying to give a more well-rounded, informative opinion, so that it might help you figure out a little bit better one way or the other which way you want to go as to whether it's something you want to try, whether it's something you want to mention to your shop, whether it's something that you should invest in or take a chance on. So I don't ever want to come off like I'm trying to tell anybody how they should feel or how they should react to a specific flavor. Now, the 5 flavors are, I'm going to say 3 of them are somewhat common as far as the flavor options. 2 are a little more unique. However, White Owl has definitely taken the time, and it does come out in the juice. I will say that you can definitely taste a bit of a difference, and I'm not going to say specifically it's because it's hand-picked, it's organic and natural, or that they put more effort into it than other companies. I will say that you can definitely taste a difference in their flavors. Some of it seems to have a little more purer a flavor, and that may be what they were going for specifically, but it definitely has its own unique flavor presentation as opposed to some other flavors of that form that I've tried. The flavor menu that they sent me does look like this, and it does have all 5 flavors on there. The first one is Loopy Loops, which, I mean, and you can tell by the picture, that's basically what it's supposed to be. And wake and vape your favorite breakfast in a bowl, an incredibly delicious fruity cereal and milk. Now, overall, basically, if you've ever had a fruity cereal type vape, it pretty much is going to give you that same type of flavor. But what I liked about this version is that out of all, when I've tried a lot of cereal vapes, I honestly have. I do like the fruitier cereal flavors. However, the one thing that I've always found lacking in a lot of them for me is that I always feel like I'm missing the milk part of the cereal. A lot of cereal vapes that I've tried definitely has that cereal flavor, but it always ends up tasting like I'm eating it dry out of the box. And for me, just, you know, after a certain amount of time, that tends to just kind of wear out real quick. But their version that I tried, and this is what their bottles look like. They are actually really cool. It's like a frosted glass style child safety cap, which I'll get to here in a second. They do have the nicotine level right here. Sorry about my light, but because of how the labels have more of a foil type appearance to them, so it makes reflection really, really strong. But it does have the VGPG mix ratio, their nicotine. There is the White Owl logo. The background is a picture of what the flavor is. The name of the flavor is right underneath there. And then it has a little description of what it's supposed to be, and then their warning label and ingredients. So well presented bottles. I'm going to say they're flashy in a simple way, because they kind of are. You know, there's nothing, it has a flashy type look to it, but there's nothing about it really that is going to be tacky or gaudy or over the top or anything like that. But what I like about their form of the cereal flavor is that I absolutely get the creaminess for the milk part of the flavor on I would say about midway to the end of the vape. You still get the cereal fruity flavor all the way through it, but you definitely pick up that that milkiness at the end, and that made that stand out to me. So for an actual cereal milk flavor, this is definitely one of the more actual flavors for that I have tried, and it definitely works for them. Platinum berry is black currant berries with a hint of refreshing menthol. Now, as any of you know that have ever followed me, talked to me, have contacted me in any way, shape, or form, you know one of the flavors that I'm not a huge fan of is menthol. I never have been. So that is the one actually I'm going to save for first impressions and on this video here. So I will do that here in a minute, and then I will let you know what I take of that. Golden pineapple is a complex paradise of sweet and tart island ripened pineapples with citrus undertones. Very tropical, very fruity, very light, very refreshing. What I think is cool about it though is if you've ever had enough pineapples, I guarantee you've come across one that may not have been fully ripened, had a bit stronger of a tartness bite to it. This flavor specifically, you get both, but it's not overpowering. The tartness of the pineapple definitely offsets the smoothness and the sweetness of the ripened version of it, and it's not that they're trying to give you a flavor of an unripened pineapple, but it's two versions of the same flavor in my opinion, but it definitely works. It's a very well blended mix of the same flavor in two different versions. So, but it's definitely refreshing. It definitely is a fruitier type flavor that you could definitely vape, you know, on a hot day, on a relaxing day when you're wanting something, you know, that isn't heavy, that isn't like a dessert flavor style. So it definitely works in that sense. Cranberry Crush is a refreshing and unique fusion of sweet cranberries and exotic lychee. More and more people now are starting to delve into lychee as a flavor for vaping, and I think it's a good idea because it has a very nice flavor that mixes and blends well with a lot of other things as far as for a mix option. The cranberries are you definitely get the tartness from the cranberry, which is pretty strong if you've ever had anything that was a straight cranberry flavor. The lychee, because of the sweetness to it, it definitely offsets it very well. I could think of a couple of other options that they probably could have tried mixing it with, but I don't think it would have worked as smoothly as the lychee does for this. So again, it's a nice tropical flavored style fruit flavor, even though cranberries really aren't tropical, but it has that appeal to it. It's still a very light, crisp vape. It's not something that's going to be heavy or sit in your stomach too hard. It's just a very refreshing style vape. It almost has like I would say like a tropical, a tropical punch style. But again, it's odd because the cranberry is not a tropical fruit, obviously, but it definitely gives off that appeal. Blue Dream was the one that I was actually really, really antsy to want to try. It is a creamy cheesecake, but it's topped with blueberries. Now, everybody knows my go-to flavor is strawberry cheesecake. That always has been. This was the bottle that broke, so unfortunately I don't have it to show. But I did get to try a little bit of it before it pretty much dumped out. And for what I got to try, wow. It is probably one of the most well-made cheesecake flavors that I've had the chance to get a vape on. The cheesecake aspect of it is really rich, but it is very smooth and creamy as well. The blueberry is definitely a very solid ripened blueberry, not like the tart borderline just ripening blueberry that some flavors give off. This is a very sweet, very heavy, very dessert flavor without making you feel full. So that was definitely one thing that I could say about that. Definitely a flavor that I can vape on a regular basis. I am kind of saddened that I didn't get to enjoy the bottle, but like I said, they have a 100 ml bottle for $28.99. It's a great deal for Blue Dream. It would definitely be worth the investment for me. So that's a little bit about the other flavors. So now I'm going to go ahead and we're going to do the platinum berry, which is the black currant and menthol. And I waited to do this because I wanted to express this specifically. This is something that when I opened the package and I saw the bottles, this impressed me a lot, simply because everybody nowadays is worried about safety and health, and that is awesome that they take steps to make sure that that does get followed. This is probably one of the only companies so far that I've come across, specifically that I've noticed, do a two-step safety security option. The first is they have their plastic safety seal, and I will rip that open since, again, the glare, and I do apologize for that, but the glare is a little bit strong, so it's not showing up the seal itself. But I'm going to go ahead and bust the seal here, and as you can see, there's the wrapper right there as it's coming off. So I'm going to take that off, and then I'm going to show you the second step to their security for this, for tamper protection, and you will see what I'm talking about. The second step, you can see right under here, there is a plastic ring that sits underneath a child safety cap. That is a safety ring that you definitely have to push down, and you can see it right there, this ring right here. You have to push down and twist, and you'll hear the little click on it to show that the separation. So it is a two-step option to ensure that this is sealed and it is protected. That's really cool. That's just one little extra thing that they threw in there just to say, hey, this is how much we care about our product. This is how much we care about whether or not you consider us, and whether it's important to you or not. And that's really awesome. So definitely get the currant smell, of that berry, which by itself, if you've ever eaten a black currant, it has a very tart flavor. It's kind of like a cranberry level tartness, but it's a deeper, rich berry. So with the menthol, I'm interested to see how that measures up. So I'm going to go ahead and drip that. And the cool thing, because of the security aspect of it, and they take steps to ensure that all their bottles are secure. If you ever get a bottle of anything, doesn't even have to be juice really, but if there's any type of tamper protection or any type of security on it that is meant to ensure safety or precautionary methods so that you don't feel that it's been tampered with or anything like that. If your seal is broken, if a ring is cracked, if the bottle is cracked, if the child safety cap is cracked, if there's anything about it that makes you feel uncomfortable about vaping it or touching it, trying it, whatever, just don't. Contact the store that you got it from, contact the manufacturer who made it, let them know what's going on, and they will, I'm pretty sure I can guarantee that they will take steps to ensure that they figure out how to rectify it so that you get, the proper product without feeling unsafe about it, because it's all about safety and health. Don't feel like you're going to be causing a problem about it. They want to make sure that you're getting the proper product in the way that it was meant to be, and that includes being sealed and protected. So, you better than anybody. If you feel something's wrong about it, don't open it. So we're going to try the platinum berry. I am vaping it at 75 watts, and this is from White Apple in a 70-30. White Owl, sorry, not White Apple. Oh, wow. For a 70-30, those are some serious clouds. That's really cool. Now, I will say this. Menthol-wise, it is there. Because of that, it's not a flavor that I would probably vape on a daily basis. However, this is one of the smoothest, more mellow menthol flavored juices I have ever tried. It is not a punch in the face. It is not a feel like you just stuck your face in a snowbank and got that hit of cooling sensation. They definitely went on a more solid, smooth all-day vape option, and the menthol is mellow. You definitely get the cooling factor, but it is so much smoother than most other ones that I've tried. I would have been very, very wrong if I would have bet and said, I bet it's going to have this icy blast to it, because it does not at all. Very impressive. So, with that said, White Owl Vapors. Definitely a very, very solid line. The flavors are bountiful, and like I said, all of them have a very unique taste to them. You definitely have to try it to get to understand what I'm truly trying to get across. The flavors are definitely there. When you vape it though, it definitely has a more, and I don't want to sound cliche about it, but it definitely has a much more natural taste to it. Um, they do come off a bit more real than maybe some other flavors that you're used to. So if you want something that's different, that has a little bit of a unique taste to it, definitely give this line a try. Have your shop reach out to them, contact them, email, Facebook, Instagram. They'll be more than happy to set something up with your shops. Definitely worth giving a try, no matter what. White Owl Vapors, thank you guys so much for this opportunity. A very impressive line. Like I said, I wish I would have had a little more of the Blue Dream to try for this, but what I did get to try, very, very nice. You guys have a great line here as well, so thank you so much for the privilege and honor that this was. As always, guys, I am so honored and so touched that you guys have taken the time to watch my videos, to follow me on Instagram, to like me on Facebook. Anything that I can do at all to help enhance your vaping experience. That is the only reason why I do this. I believe in this. I fully support this. So if you guys have not had a chance to yet, make sure that you're joining any of the vaping advocacy groups, CASA, SAFTA, to name two. Definitely let your voice be heard. Join the community. Join the vaping family. Make sure that you're doing what you can to help fight for vaping rights as well, like we all are trying to do. Until next time, guys, I'm Token Vaping. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, Pinterest. Definitely reach out to me, let me know what's going on and how I can help make your vaping experience a much more pleasurable one. Until next time, guys, vape on, vape strong. Have a good night.